Welcome to the Railroad Hobby Show 2012 here in West Springfield, Massachusetts. We're here with Mike Hopkin from Athearn. Mike is the Director of Product Development. And Mike, a lot of fun this weekend. Athearn, of course, made a big unveiling at 10 in the morning. And tell us just a real quick about that, and then we can have folks refer to the website.
Yeah, Shane, we introduced our new Genesis GP38-2. We've introduced the first road names we're going to have is going to be Canadian National. We've got Southern, Mopac, and SP. What we've done with this tooling is this is all new Genesis tooling. And what we've done is we've tried to create the widest variety of parts and pieces that we can do with these models. So what we did is we picked 4 road names that are as different as possible from each other to show the versatility in the tooling.
So Mike, you and I shot a really in-depth detailed video, and the best thing for folks to do is to go to the website and check that out, and they can see all the prototype specific details, correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, so here also at the Railroad Hobby Show, Mike, several versions of the or paint schemes in the GP7 and GP9, and just want to kind of walk through real quick and talk about some of the highlights and some of the recent changes to the locomotive.
Yeah, we've got new deckle samples for the Western Pacific version, and some of the things that we've done, there's been a lot of talk on the internet forums and such about some of the issues and inaccuracies with the original release of this model. You know, what we've done is we actually went back and looked at all of those complaints and concerns. We actually went back out and did some additional field measurements, and we found 3 areas that we thought were egregious enough to be corrected. First one being the radiator placement. The radiator grills were actually, in fact, too low on the car body side. We've now moved those up. We've also raised the height of the door, corrected latches and hinges and those kind of related parts as well. That's all now been fixed. 2 issues on the cab that we decided they need to be corrected as well is the front and rear windows were not correctly placed. We've now moved those. And then also on the side window opening, there's a upper window track that helps to create the illusion of the window placement being either smaller or in a different location than what it appeared on our original model. Actually, our windows are in the correct location, but we added that extra window track, which then it gets painted the car body color to help create the illusion of the window placement being a little bit different.
And Mike, there's been some questions too about whether this is a takeoff on front range or whether this is new tooling. Can you speak to that for just a second?
Yeah, actually, the original intent was we did purchase the original front range tooling, but by the time we got done, I kind of liken it to the fact that we kind of jacked up the radiator cap and then drove a new car underneath. There really is nothing of the original tooling left in this model. There is no piece of tooling that it was either not replaced, corrected, or adjusted heavily. Things such as the cab is a completely new piece of tooling. That is not the front range cab. It is completely new tooling. And again, everything matches the field measurements that we had taken, other than those areas that we found that based on the complaints and concerns that consumers had, that we went back and corrected. So other than that, we're absolutely thrilled with the model, and we feel like it's the best and most well-detailed Jeep 7.9 that's ever been available. Well,
Mike, thank you so much. It's great to hear that Athearn listens to the customer and makes the changes when necessary. One other thing too we want to talk about was the SD78s and M2s. Now shipping again, and a few changes on those from the original production run? Yeah,
again, based on concerns and issues that consumers have brought up, we've made some changes now in the second production run. First thing is that we've completely sealed the speaker baffle. It now includes gaskets, and that helps to increase the sound volume dramatically. One of the other concerns that people were experiencing was some of the issues with the end handrails. That's been addressed, as well as some tooling modifications. And also the trucks. Again, some issues with the trucks and the tracking of the locomotive. Those issues have been addressed. I've seen comments on some of the forums where some of our most staunch complainers are now praising the corrections and adjustments that we've made. So we're real happy to see those positive comments coming from the consumers, and we're real pleased with the way the model's turned out.
Well, great. Well, a lot of good feedback on that as well. And then the final thing here at the Railroad Hobby Show, first decorated samples of the DDA40X, and man, that's a monster.
Yep, these samples came in just before we actually were able to come to the show, so we were able to get these here. And again, like you said, these are the first time anybody's seen deco samples on this. Gorgeous model. We're really pleased with the way this thing's turned out. As you said, it's huge. It's going to be available with and without sound. The sound versions will have dual sound systems, 2 separate soundboards and speakers. Operating independently, so you're going to get all of that reverb and in and out of phase that you hear with the prototype. We actually went and recorded 6936.
Really?
So the sounds are the actual real deal. This is not made up. This is exactly what it sounds like. We've got all the details that you would come to expect. A lot of versatility. We'll be able to do several different versions of them in the different iterations throughout their lives. A lot of photo etch parts. We've got the etched walkways, see-through on the sides. All the brake detail, again, full cab interior, everything that you would come to expect from a Genesis model.
Now, Mike, also hasn't been announced yet, but of course 6936 is the most common question. Is that going to be coming at some point?
Absolutely, yeah. We've got the ability to be able to do it as it is today with ditch lights, the roller bearing trucks, all of the modern features as well. So we're going to be able to cover the vast majority of the iterations that the DD40s did through their life.
Well, Mike, Athearn sure is bringing some great products to market. We certainly appreciate your time here at the Railroad Hobby Show 2012. These products are, of course, available from HorizonHobbyTrains.com as well as the local hobby retailer. Thanks again, Mike.
My pleasure.